My name is Davey, or David, or for the sake of this channel, I guess it's Agent Wood. You see, before you judge the life I live today, I need you to understand the road that built me. Most people grow up learning about monsters in fairy tales. I grew up living with them. You see, I came from a background, neglected, abuse, dirt, chaos. I learned early that the world doesn't hand out happy childhoods. Some of us have to survive ours. School wasn't much better. When you're different, they smell blood in the water, and they fed on mine every damn day. But you only get broken for so long before you start waking up, before you stop trusting people, before you start seeing the cracks in their masks. Now, this is case file of me, case 001, subject David Wood. File is open. My early paranormal experiences. 8 years old, I started seeing shadows that weren't just shadows, shapes that watched me from the corners. At 13, I saw the full figure of a World War II soldier standing at my bedroom window. Clear as day, and for once it wasn't hostile, just lost. Then came the orbs, the dripping door, all the signs that something was knocking, and I was the only one listening. You see, I ended up being manipulated when I was younger, and a lot of people really thought they could do a number on me. There's a lot of evidence to suggest and see and explain how I got into all of this mess. There was one guy at first, when I was younger, I think probably I'd say early teens. His name was David, and he knew exactly what to say to a kid who had never been wanted. He told me I was a demon hunter, possessed, gifted, and he told me I could be like him. When you're lost, purpose feels like salvation, and he was smart enough to give me what I didn't know I was searching for. He taught me energy combat, rituals, and eventually, sad to say, blood. That wasn't supernatural, that was manipulation. But when someone makes you feel like you finally belong, logic doesn't stand a chance. We went out a lot, me and David. He taught me how to supposedly be a demon hunter and fight these things. In the shadows, in the dark. A lot of different ways and through mind games and all kinds of things. But some things we saw weren't just mind games. Peacehaven, the Oval, late night. A shadow more solid than the tree it hid behind. Red eyes, claws gripping bark. A presence so heavy it pinned us in place. We ran, and later the name it gave through the spirit box chilled me to my core. It called itself Beelzebub. And that is years later when I went back there as a paranormal investigator. I went back to find answers. And that was the answer that I got. It was there. And that is what I had communicated with, or it showed itself that day, or that night, should I say. That was the most real thing I ever did, because back then, we thought we could just pick up sticks and see these weird outlines of, I don't know what. We thought they were demons at the time. But we could see outlines of white and electric blue, and sometimes these shadows would move darker than dark around the fields, in local parks, late at night. We thought we could pick up anything and just fight them. And sometimes we would just swipe it with a stick and it would just disappear. I never realized or found out how real that was until recently. Well, I say recently, in about, I don't know, the last couple years. Last 10 years maybe. I keep forgetting how old I am. The years seem to blend into each other when you're into this kind of thing, and in so deep, you don't realise how deep you really are, and you forget the years going by, and you don't really pay attention to how old you're getting. So time seems to blend together, and I seem to mess up when things actually happen. But I can tell you roughly when these things happened. So that's kind of the gist of what me and David used to do when we were younger. He was very much a manipulator, though. I will not forgive him for that. He actually got me into all kinds of things I shouldn't be getting into. He told me I was a sanguinarian. Well, no, he didn't even use those words. He just said vampire back then. See, he convinced me that I was a vampire years ago, and that I could be just like him, and that I was different. He went into the bathroom one night. I was over at his house, and the next thing I know, he comes out with his arm bleeding, and he says, "Drink this." And like a fool, I drank it. I drank his blood, and that was it. He had me hooked. Now, obviously, I don't really subscribe to this mindset anymore. I thought I would say that right now. But he definitely got me hooked on it, and therefore I became what only could be considered a vampire. Not the Hollywood sense. We didn't burn up in the sun. We didn't change into bats or grow fangs, but me and him definitely had a bloodlust going on, and it was through his blood that I ended up feeling like I could see these beings clearer. So that was that was what happened back then. That was my first step into all of this paranormal world. That was my first manipulator. The second manipulator, his name was Oliver, and he ended up doing a lot of nasty things to me in my life. I'll get to the points here that I have written down. Years later came the second one. O. Tall, pale, charming. The kind of man you mistake for mystery before you realize it's just poison. He identified my past instantly. Knew exactly what buttons to press. Blood again. Control again. Only this time, he brought cocaine with him. He didn't give me a lifestyle, he took mine. He pulled me into a world of sanguinarians, donors, drugs, guns, delusions. And he used it all to mold me into something he could feed off. And the worst part, I brought my bipolar friend into that world too. And it destroyed him. Now, he was another guy that was into his vampire stuff, only he's called it sanguinarianism. See, I was at a club called Belushi's Below years ago, many years ago in fact, and I was just having a great time, clubbing, hitting on the girls, you know, all this kind of thing, getting drunk, dressed in my goth outfits and all of that. And basically he ended up seeing me there, and he said he'd been watching me for quite some time. And then he wanted me to come over for a chat. We sat down, he got us 2 whiskeys, and then he poured out a hip flask, and he, you guessed it, he poured blood into my drink from his hip flask. Now, that's not normal, is it? And how did he know about my past? Because I know for a fact that he didn't know David. He just said he picked up on what I was, a sanguinarian like him. It really messed with me for quite a while after that. It was great at first, because we were like the Lost Boys. We thought we were the Lost Boys, we thought we were it. We had that sort of vibe going on, party all night, sleep all day. But it did get worse and worse, as I've just described here. The notes I have written down here are not going into full detail, so I'm trying to add bits here and there. So bear with me. I'll move on. The break. Eventually, I moved to Cornwall. Distance, silence, breathing room. For the first time in years, Ollie couldn't reach me. My blood cravings faded, my morals came back online, and I started remembering the hell I really was. I met someone called Rebecca, and we ended up really hitting it off, and we've stayed together for almost the whole time that I've been living here in Cornwall. Rebecca helped ground me again, helped me remember what it feels like to be human. But even after everything, one truth stayed with me. Evil exists. Not just the human kind, not the psychological kind. Something out there pushes unstable people into acts darker than anything they commit alone. Demons don't strike with claws. They strike with through emotion, through fear, through the weak points in your mind. and I've been up close with people who were practically wearing these things like coats. Why I hunt now? I don't hunt demons for religion. I don't hunt them because it's glamorous. I hunt them because I've met two real ones in human skin, and because I've seen things no rational mind should try to explain away. If I stop one person from going through what I went through, it's worth every night spent in the dark. Now I'll elaborate on that because I've had a bit of outside help with writing these notes, so I will not say that I am a demon hunter anymore. However, that all sounded pretty cool, didn't it? I did explain that I did not want to call myself a demon hunter anymore in the announcement video that I have done. I'm not trying to be like Dante anymore. I don't subscribe to the demon hunter sort of role anymore. I want to be a detective, and that's exactly where I'm going. And we are investigating me at this precise moment in time, because what better place to start? Conclusion. The past is ugly, it's twisted, and it's mine. But I've survived it, and now I used it. Not as a curse, as a compass. I am David Wood, paranormal detective. Not because it sounds cool, but because someone has to stare into the dark and not blink. You see, all of this I've written down. I'm going to go back over now. I will explain things in more depth. I've tried to, but now I'll say them more in depth. The thing about David is, he obviously was a manipulator, and he got me into the whole darker mindset, the blood, the demon hunting, and all of that. But there is one thing I can thank him for, is sort of getting me into the demon hunting, even though I don't know if we really did it or not. I have had accounts through a spirit box speaking to the spirits about all of this, and I did get some truth through that I did indeed encounter Beelzebub, and that was the day we actually ran, because that was a very real encounter with an actual demon. This and through the spirit box I have asked before if we really did fight anything at all, supernatural if you will, while we were out waving sticks around at these blurry dark figures in the night. And I have had some confirmation. Some have said that I did indeed fight something. I don't know what, but in my reality, I suppose you can call it, I did feel like I was against stuff, and I did feel like I did get attacked by certain entities back then. I even felt like at one point that I got stabbed in the night by something invisible. I had gone through a lot of different things in that time. It was very bizarre to me. I definitely had some sort of strange, I don't want to say abilities or powers, that sounds very cheesy, doesn't it? But something about me, there was something about me, and I could sense these things and see what I believed to be certain entities moving in the night. And the other thing about Oliver, I still can't believe that he managed to pick up on what I supposedly was through the vampire stuff and the sanguinarian stuff. I don't believe that he really did pick up anything about me. I think it was all just manipulation from the start. It all was there just to get me under control, and so he could get what he wanted from me. What that was, I don't know. But all I can say is it was a very bad experience. He messed with a lot of our heads. He tried to turn us into something that we weren't. He even ended up manipulating me so badly that I deleted all of my past videos from investigations, which is extremely unfortunate, because I had a lot of great experiences recorded, and unfortunately they're all gone now. Hopefully we can get some new and interesting stuff again in the future. I mentioned that he brought my bipolar friend Ed into this, and he did do a number on him. He tried to convince him that he was, because he was very obsessed, Ollie was obsessed with this tabletop game called Vampire the Masquerade, which explains a hell of a lot, doesn't it? And there's a clan on there called Malkavian, and they're all crazy, delusional, messed up vampires. And because Ed has bipolar disorder, he put him in that category and tried to twist him and turn him into one of those characters, and therefore mess with his mental health more. And he did the same to me. I've got this tattoo of Beelzebub on my arm, which I actually don't really want anymore. But I'm going to keep it there anyway. It does look cool, but I don't stand by the satanic thing. But there's another clan in Vampire the Masquerade called Bali, and they're all devil worshippers and demons and contact demons and work with demons, all this kind of thing. And he tried to make me just like that in real life. It got so bad that I decided to go get a tattoo to represent my clan from the game on my arm, and that I chose Beelzebub. Not Beelzebub, sorry, Baphomet, not Beelzebub. So I chose that, and that is now stuck on my skin forever as a reminder of the crappy past that I have had. I don't want anything to do with those two people ever again, David or Oliver. Everyone knows that he was a bad person, and he messed with a lot of people around the Brighton area, the Brighton alternative scene. He's held a gun to one of my friends' heads before as well. I won't go into detail with that. You can imagine, and he got me into drugs, got me into cocaine a long time ago. Those addictions still come with me today sometimes. It's a shame, I know, but I'm glad I don't go to it anymore, or whatever. And so, after all of this went on for quite a few years, but I'm glad eventually I did move to Cornwall. And when I did, his sort of spell over me started breaking, because Rebecca started letting me showing me the light, and she's helped me a lot. And a lot of what he did to me in my mind started reversing, and I started finding myself again. And it's taken quite a few years for me to find myself and get back to being my old self again, almost. Because I say I wanted to get back to my paranormal stuff, but obviously I was still healing. And now at last I feel like I'm strong enough to get back to it. So she's helped me out a lot. So Oliver's spell over me has broken. I am myself again, and I can get on with my life. So that section of my life is over. I do not believe I am a vampire anymore or a sanguinarian. I'm just a paranormal investigator, paranormal detective, and that is where I'm staying. I'm fed up with people telling me what I am and what I am not. I am me. I am David Wood. I am me, and I am into all of this. And I come from all of this. It will stay with me forever. But I will never forget it. It has helped shape the person I am today. So, evil does exist. I know for a fact that there are demons out there. Genuine demons. I've spoken to a few. Through the spirit box. And I have had evidence of that in the past. And I don't feel the need to explain to people that are just too closed-minded to understand it. I will not be doing that any longer. I'm not here to prove it to them. I'm here to show it to people that want to see it. So I've spoken to entities claiming to be demons. I've spoken to entities claiming to be angels through the spirit box. And I've seen ghosts in person when I was younger. I've seen orbs. I've seen a full body apparition of a World War II soldier as I went through. That when I used to live in East Sussex in New Haven. It was a World War II town. It was used in World War II anyway. And I saw a full soldier there. It was white, but I saw all of his details: his gun, his jacket, his helmet, boots, everything. It was pretty amazing. And back then, I don't think I would have even known what a World War II soldier would have looked like. And let alone even think about it back then. Back then, my head was filled with video games and things like that. Wouldn't even thought about it. So when we got into the demon hunting thing with David, I started seeing more things, and as it mentioned in the notes there, it was rituals. There was rituals that happened, and I do believe in energies and all this kind of stuff, and I do believe that certain magic can work. There's black magic, pagan magic, all kinds of Wicca magic, all of this. So we did something. Whether it was his blood or not, I don't know. I did forget to mention that he also did believe that he was a demon at the same time. He called his demon Anomalous, and also he managed to convince me that I had a demon in me as well after a while. He called it Columbus. Crazy. And through the bloodletting and the convincing me that I had a demon in me, I definitely started seeing things, and it all became very, very real. That was my first step into doing anything and looking for paranormal in general. I honestly don't think it gets much darker than this. I don't know any paranormal researcher, investigator, detective, or whatever that has been through any of the kind of shit that I've been through when it comes to all of this stuff. I was forced into all of this, I'm sure. I genuinely believe that since I was young, I came from a horrible background. Horrible parents, bad family, horrible neglect, and just living in a trashed house. That for whatever reason, that attracted really negative energies and entities around me, even since I was a kid. Like, we're talking like not even 8 years old, maybe younger. Something I remember very, very specifically is a dream I had, or well, a very, very bad nightmare I had when I was still living there with my parents. Basically, I was playing out in a back garden in my dream, in our back garden. It's quite a big back garden, and it had a very large fence separating our back garden from a big field behind it. And you can see over it, it was that tall. I was playing out there with a ball or something, and all of a sudden I remember the ground starting to shake. And I looked up toward the fence, and this gigantic, all I could describe it as is like a ghostly, demonic looking head with red eyes and floating hands beside it, came over the fence and looked at me and looked for me, tried to grab me. I remember running off, trying to run into the house, but eventually it grabbed me and it ate me, and I died. And I dreamt that as a child, and I felt it eat me, and I felt like that it killed me. I remember I woke up screaming, and that was that. So why do I correlate with this with all of this? Well, I've always believed since then that I have had a devil on my shoulder, and I think that symbolized the devil eating my soul. And and for whatever reason, the devil, I think, has always wanted my soul. I get that he wants everyone's soul. I'm not saying I'm special. No. All I'm saying is that I have certain, I keep wanting to say abilities. It's not abilities. But I have certain traits about me that may make the devil want me more than everybody else in some ways or another. I guess I'm very, very attuned to the paranormal and supernatural things. They always flock to me. In human form and in entity form, all the time. This is how I can do the spirit box so well. I turn on the spirit box and I immediately get answers and voices coming back to me, saying they're spirits, saying they're guardian angels, saying they're demons, saying they're this and that. I can just turn it on and it happens. It's always around me. Now, I will admit, since getting older, that all of this has sort of calmed down. Not the spirit box stuff, because I can still do that, but everything else. I have not run into anybody else that claims they're a demon or a vampire. I have not seen any entities or anything like that at all for many years. So either I've managed to break free from the devil, or my abilities or traits have dulled down as I've got older. I'm not so sure. But whatever it is, in my younger years, it was very, very much around me all the time. So there's something about Dave, you could say. I don't know. It's very, very odd, very, very strange life that I have had. So, with that all being said, I do think that the devil has always wanted me in one way or another, and I do think the devil has come through as David and Ollie to try and mess with me, to stop me from going onto the lighter side, because I've noticed whenever I try and go light, say I want to start praying to God, or I want to clean myself up from drinking too much or doing drugs, that I get sort of resistance, I get temptation put in my way all the time. Everything's trying to sway me from cleaning up my act and just having a better life. And that's the devil doing that. He doesn't want me to realize my true potential within this field. I can do a lot. I know I can do a lot. I've done it. I've been there. Am I special? No, I'm not special. I don't think I'm special. I'm just saying what I've gone through. And I'm just saying what I know and what I've seen and what I've experienced. You don't have to believe any of what I've just said. But I do think that something is going on with me, or has gone on with me, because I attract all of this stuff all the time. So with that being said, where does that put this case? Where am I? Well, I have already got all the answers I seek, personally, to do with my past. The spirits have confirmed it, the angels have confirmed it. Everything that I needed to know. Did I see demons? Yes. Did I speak to Beelzebub? Yes. Does the devil want me? Yes. I've got all those answers. I already know. What am I going to do about it? Just keep asking Archangel Michael for protection, pray to God when I feel like I need to, and carry on doing this work to hopefully point people in the right direction, and not feel like they have to fake anything online. That's where I'm going. People are always going to fake the paranormal. I know that much, because they want the money. They want the pay. They want the pay. That's all they care about. But as long as I can still be here and show the real truth, then I guess then I'm done. This case is closed. As far as it goes for me, I don't really have anywhere else I can go with this. I've explained everything I can. And that's that, I suppose. Yep. So I guess that's case 001, already closed. Subject, David Wood, me. That is, the date is the 25th of November, 2015. No, not 2015, 2025. I don't know where 15 came from. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in the next one.